Fury FC is back in Dallas, and hometown hero Julius Boom Holmes takes on one of his toughest opponents in the surging Aaron Phillips in our main event at Fury FC 86. But first, we get things started with a stacked prelims broadcast right here on our Fury FC Facebook and YouTube pages. And welcome in. It is time for these fighters to unleash the Fury. I'm Rahil Ramzanali, joined by the black belt himself, Michael Alexander. It's a Friday night of fights here in Dallas, Michael, and what a fun way to get things going.
Yeah, Austin Jones, Derek Adjade is the main card here for the prelims. This is an unbelievable fight. Austin Jones keeps hanging on there, man, to get to that next level.
Yeah, a former main eventer for our main cards, and he's here on the prelims, plus so many amateurs. Let's get this thing going because we have a full night of fights for you. Let's join the third member of our broadcast crew. Here he is, Wayne Leggett.
We are live from Gilleys in Dallas, Texas for some Friday Night Fury. This is Fury FC 86, Phillips versus Holmes. But first, please welcome to the cage for your opening preliminary contest, Jose Garcia.
Jose Garcia, first fighter out, walking to the Fury Amateur Series cage with a 2-2 record. Has been fighting since 2018. But Michael, he took a break from 2018 after getting 3 fights, and then took a break until 2023. Last fight out, won via armbar in August. So getting back into the swing of things.
Yeah, a lot of times, Rahil, whenever you know, something comes out, it doesn't go your way, especially as an amateur, you will take some time off and get some mat time in there, some cage time in there, practicing, fixing those things. And, you know, apparently he's done that. Ready to come back here today to start off this beautiful Fury 86 card.
Yeah, busy 2023 for Jose Garcia, went 1-2. And I'm always curious, right? Like, yes, we did have a little extended break there during the COVID shutdowns, but from 2018 to 2023, no fights. You know, people have life come up. People have regrouping, just figuring out stuff. Maybe you just want to get better.
Yeah. I was about to say, sometimes they just continue to train. I mean, I got my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt training in 6 years. So in 5 years, you can go from a white belt to a brown belt. I mean, especially if you're competitive, if you have that MMA mindset, I mean, you can get much, much better in that amount of time, Rahil.
All right, Jose Garcia is inside, so let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Lestat Pleasant.
Stotty Money, Lestat Pleasant. When he's not training and getting good at MMA, he's creating content on YouTube. So he's a guy who loves making content. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, you can see he's an athletic specimen. I mean, you know, between making YouTube content and, you know, the guy's had 1 fight. He's got about 1 minute and 50 seconds of cage time so far. So won that debut by knockout over Xavier Rodriguez. You know, Lestat is one of those guys that's just a superior athlete to most of the people that he goes against. I mean, he's unbelievable athlete. And, you know, a creative guy, not only on YouTube, but also in the cage.
Stotty Money might unofficially have the thickest neck also on our Fury cards.
Yeah, and
that's a thick neck right there. Those are some big traps back there.
Yeah, that's he does not look, I mean, he carries a lot of muscle for this weight class. That's a big boy right there.
All right, Stotty Money is inside. We'll get our first fight going here, our tail of the tape. Get a look at that, brought to you by OnlyFans. This flyweight amateur division showdown. Both fighters did make weight, even on the height. 3-inch advantage on the reach for Jose Garcia. Let's get our introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening preliminary contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Flyweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in at a perfect 125 pounds. Fighting out of Mesquite, Texas, his amateur record stands at 2 wins, 2 losses. This is Jose Garcia. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 125.6 pounds. Fighting out of Frisco, Texas, by way of New Orleans, Louisiana. His amateur record stands at 1 win, no losses. Here is Lestat Pleasant. Your referee in charge of the action, Birchie Stillwagner.
All right, Birchie Stillwater with the assignment. Best hair also with all the referees in Texas.
Everyone's favorite referee.
All right, let's get things going. 2 young fighters, 21-year-old Lestat Pleasant, 23 years old for Jose Garcia.
You see Jose reaching right over the top of that front hand of Lestat, able to land that jab.
Oh man, these guys are banging out the gate.
Yeah, Lestat just dropping his head and biting down on the mouthpiece.
That's the amateur style right there, almost, right? You just go for it sometimes. That's why they're in there. Second fight for Stoddy Money.
Yeah, and for those of you guys who don't know, I mean, a 1-0 with a minute and 50 seconds of cage time versus 4 fights, no matter what the outcome is of that, that's a lot more experience in the cage. And
Stoddy Money just got himself some new content. What a finish to get us going. That is a way to get the card opened up. Lestat Pleasant. Wow.
Lestat Pleasant landed that big right hand, and it was just out of nowhere. Lestat Pleasant kind of throwing those haymakers, finally able to land one on the chin and just parks Jose Garcia. I mean, face to the mat, Raheel.
Woo! Man. And we'll see in our highlights, Stoddy Money had Jose stunned with a big left, it looked like. And from that moment on, he just unloaded.
Yeah, here you go. You see Lestat kind of bending down to load up. He hit him with that body shot. Oh, it was a body shot. He hit him right in the kidney, or right in the liver.
We get one more look at it. Just watch Wayne this time.
Yeah.
On the other angle.
Yeah, here we go. Boom. Big body shot right there. Lands right on the money. And if you've never had that, man, that just takes the life right out of you. It takes the breath out. You either hit that floating rib or you hit the liver, and either one are extremely painful, especially from that angle, and especially whenever you're reaching down from the floor, Raheel, to gain the power to land that punch. That was pretty unbelievable. Lestat Pleasant, no joke here at 125 pounds.
That is a big 125er. All right, let's make things official. Both fighters are heading to the center of the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Birchie Stillwagner calls for a stop to the fight. 56 seconds into the very first round, declaring a winner by TKO, Lestat Pleasant.
Congratulations to Lestat Pleasant. Can't wait to see more of this young fighter here at Fury Amateur Series.
Woo! What a way to start. Look at this, Raheel. Look how far down he reaches to grab this, and you see him land. And it's kind of hard from that angle. It looked like it caught him on the chin. It missed his body and caught him on the chin. I don't know where he hit him. All I know, Jose Garcia went down quickly.
Please welcome to the blue corner for your next fight, Chris Castillo.
A lot of people had this fight circled. Chris Castillo, part of the Fury gang, is always helping out around the cage on event day as well, but also trains and is a fighter himself. El General Chris Castillo, training out at Strong Style MMA in Richmond, 2-2 record. But let's talk about this 2-2 record. The last 2 fighters he's faced, Michael.
Yes.
Joe Hendershot and Damien Oronde, 2 champions.
Yeah, and lost both by rear naked choke. And so, you know, those two guys are the cream of the crop here, and that just shows you what kind of guy Chris Castillo is. Not afraid at, with 2 fights in, fighting those guys back to back. You'd think you lose to one of them, let me take an easier fight, let me pad this record a little bit. Not Chris Castillo. Comes in there, Damian Arande, Joe Hendershot back to back, losing by rear naked choke, but still very, very tough. I mean, he's only 21 years old. He'll still got plenty of time. You know, last time he fought was back in September, and you know, over the last 5 or 6 months, let's see what kind of improvements he's made.
Has a really good wrestling background, was the captain of his high school wrestling team his senior year. But his hands have been steadily improving as well. Excited to see him match up against Sedric Hill. Final touch-ups here for Chris Castillo from Cutman Joe, aka Mitman Joe.
Yeah, it's taking a little while to get these guys into the cage tonight. We need to get this thing moving.
Yeah, of course.
Lestat set a pace for us tonight.
All right, Chris is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Sedric Hill.
Sedric Hill, training right here at Next Gen MMA, the 29-year-old fighting for Fury Amateur Series for the 2nd time, Michael. Last time out, beat Justin Weschenfelder.
Yeah, I mean, Sedric Hill, you know, at 6 foot tall, but this weight class, he's big, but also, you know, fighting over there with at Next Generation with Chris Brennan and all those savages over there. I mean, he's got a great camp. He's been off for a year, so I expect to see a significant improvement in Sedric from the last time we saw him.
Yeah, that last fight was at Fury FC 76, as you mentioned, a year ago, March of 2023. Man, time is flying by, huh?
Man.
I feel like we just did that card. That is crazy.
Yeah, you know, there's an event every week. We're not working all of them anymore, Raheel, because this would kill us.
Yeah.
Because as exciting as these cards are, as much as we, you know, as much as we yell and awe on these things, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's so much fun to see how many cards we have here at Fury. And let's take a look at our tail of the tape, brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka. Height advantage for Sedric Hill, as well as the reach advantage for the 29-year-old for this featherweight showdown. Let's get things going. Here's the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Featherweight Division. Introducing your first competitor, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 144.4 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, his amateur record stands at 2 wins, 2 losses. Here is El General, Chris Castillo. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 142.8 pounds. Fighting out of Frisco, Texas, by way of Virginia Beach, Virginia, his amateur record stands at 1 win, 1 loss. This is Sedric Hill. Your referee in charge, Steve Armstrong.
All right, the striking of Sedric Hill, the wrestling of Chris Castillo. Let's get things going. Instantly, you see that height advantage and reach advantage as well. Ooh, big combo to start by Chris.
Yeah, who's the striker here? Sedric landing, almost landing that head kick. Came a little bit short, big leg kick, followed by right hand.
Oh, man. Good exchange by both of these guys. Chris striking from Castillo. There's that wrestling. Good stuff there.
Yeah, Castillo a little hesitant on that shot. And then, but it looked like maybe he wanted to stand a little bit taller in that shot. Ooh, here he comes. He's deep on that. Had a double leg, but switched to a single leg.
Good reversal there from Sedric Hill. Up against the cage and now breaking back center. Back we go. Chris Castillo, the 21-year-old. Soon to be a father. Congratulations to him. That's awesome. Speaking of father, his dad originally wanted to name him Goku, like from Dragon Ball Z.
Really?
Yeah, that would have been interesting.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. Goku Castillo.
Like
Let's call him that anyways.
yeah. El General Goku. You can definitely see the experience for these two amateurs. High level. Oh, good body shot combo, exit to the head. Oh, man. Good crisp striking from Sedric Hill. Wow.
Yeah, there goes Chris Castillo going in for that wrestling, and that was kind of panic wrestling there where he was taking a lot of shots, took a head kick. Sedric Hill with a beautiful 7 or 8 punch combination there, and it looked like every one of them landed.
Yeah, and super tight, too. Nothing wild and wide. Sedric has shown that in his career, his striking. Work
And
that arm.
Also, yeah. He's so long. I mean, 6 foot tall, and got those long arms, very, very tall, long legs. It's very, very hard to deal with. So he's got that arm in. So guillotine's not really there. He's gonna try to use that underhook. Ooh, Chris Castillo, this trip here almost gets him down.
Oh, knee to the cup.
Yeah, you could hear the cup. I couldn't really tell if it hit him, but you could definitely hear it.
Yeah, you never want to take a knee to the cup, but that was a pretty flush shot, and that's what you kind of want. You don't want those angles. You don't want any boys getting caught in there.
No.
In between the cup.
Yeah, the impact, the best impact for a cup is straight on.
Yep. Let the cup do its job.
Yeah.
All right, 10 seconds left. Roughly 10 seconds. We had that stoppage there. Oh, big knee to take back to the corner. Wow, another one. 3 knees to end round 1, and maybe that was enough to steal the round, Michael.
Yeah, I think it was. I think Sedric won that round. If with nothing else, that last flurry, but if nothing else, that 8-punch combination over there that would have put Chris Castillo down, I think, if he wasn't up against the cage. Castillo tries that takedown there, gets a little high, nice punch out on the break. He's landing well. He's just over-punching just a little bit. And here's that big combination. You see that head kick? Yeah, 7 punches right there, plus a head kick. All those landed. Just trying to transition to that arm bar, that triangle from underneath, and those long arms just a little bit too much. And here's those knees you talked about, Raheel. Yeah, 2 big ones to end the round. Good round for Sedric Hill, but back and forth for most of it.
All right, let's get round 2 going. By the way, first 6 fights on this card, all amateurs. On this prelims broadcast, I should say, excuse me.
Ooh, nice combination. 3-punch body combination, followed by a headshot.
Oh. And they are staying in that pocket. This is fun.
Yeah, you saw Rich Burmaster over there. They must have told him to squat under that jab and go to those body shots. He definitely does not want to be here up against the cage.
Oh man, that was a big shot.
Yeah, he's
punches
out.
raining down. Is this going to be enough? And that is enough. Sedric Hill gets the big finish in round 2. What a finish for Sedric Hill.
Yeah, man. Sedric turned up the heat there. Started landing those punches, and then it looked like he did he landed that knee right on the forehead of Chris Castillo, putting him down to the mat. And he really couldn't fall, and plus Sedric was in between him and the referee, so I think Chris took a few shots that maybe he didn't need to, but Sedric doing his job.
I want to go back and look at that replay, because after that knee connected, Sedric almost pulled back for a second, thinking that maybe I don't know what he was thinking.
Yeah,
it wasn't an illegal knee, because he didn't pull anybody towards it, but And I don't know why he pulled back. Well, let's take a look.
You'll see Chris fold here on this. You see right there where he just kind of folded. And I think that's why he thought it landed pretty flush, and I think he thought, you know, that the fight was over.
Yeah, and you can see even on those punches, he was raining down shots, but they weren't coming full force. I think he knew it was over as well. Like, oh, yeah, that was flush.
Yeah, he kind of felt his body go limp. So trying to be a good sport there, but Chris Castillo coming back alive for just a couple seconds, but just a few punches, and Sedric Hill gets the job done.
All right, let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Oh, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Armstrong calls for a stop to the fight. 44 seconds into round number 2, declaring your winner by TKO, Sedric Hill.
Congratulations to Sedric Hill, picking up his 2nd win as an amateur. Moves that record to 2-1. Hope to see him back soon. Not a year wait. That was a fun fight. Good look at Sedric Hill. Moves his record to 2-0 inside the Fury Amateur Series cage as well. So congratulations to him. And we'll keep things moving here and meet our next fighter.
Please welcome Fabian Reyna to the blue corner.
Fabian Reyna, the 18-year-old who already has 4 fights under his belt. How about that at 18?
Yeah, and fought back in October. And, you know, this is a kid who, you know, typical of most 18-year-olds, not just in fighting, but in life, he's going to take some chances inside this cage. Leaves his head out there just a little bit, so he's a little bit susceptible. So it'll be interesting to see in the last 5 months, 4 or 5 months, how much he's improved on that, because he has lost by submission a couple times. But, you know, that's part of the learning process. We've seen it. We've said it over and over, Raheel. We've seen guys with 14-0 amateur records and go 1-5 as a pro. We've seen guys go 2-7 as an amateur and go 8-1 as a pro. Yeah. You just don't know. You just never know how it's going to go.
Fabian Reyna is a true practitioner of the sport, has been training since he was 11 years old, started training in boxing. He's always the youngest fighter in the gym, and that just shows you, right, the evolution of the sport. A kid who's been training since he was 11 and already has 4 fights as an amateur. That's wild.
Yeah, and I guarantee you when he was 15 years old, they were having to talk him out of fighting in shin guards. So yeah, I mean, the guys are getting younger and younger. You're seeing it in jiu-jitsu. You're seeing it in MMA. These guys train nothing but MMA. They train nothing but jiu-jitsu, one or the other. And, man, these guys are just getting so good at such a young age, so technical, and not just, you know, winning or losing. They're very, very experienced by the time they turn pro, which, you know, even if he turned pro in 3 years, he would still be a young pro.
All right, Fabian Reyna, final moments before he steps inside. The lifelong martial artist is in there. All right, let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Jovanny Flores.
Jovanny Flores making that debut as an amateur. He's a kid who's been really excited for this. He stopped training for a while to focus on school, but you know, he really wants to try it. He wants to get things going again.
Man, Raheel, I say this all the time. It's really, really hard to say this is his debut as an amateur. He trains at Fortis MMA. This dude has been sparring some savages over there at Fortis MMA here in Dallas, Texas. Saif has those guys. I mean, if you've ever heard Saif's style of coaching, very direct. I mean, he throws you in the fire. He's very protective of his fighters, but he has high expectations for these guys, and he would not allow this kid in this ring unless he was ready.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey. Even on the height reach advantage for Fabian Reyna, the 18-year-old. This bantamweight showdown. Jovanny Flores is inside as well. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 2 wins, 2 losses. Here is El Torito, Fabian Reyna. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 9 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 133.2 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, tonight he makes his amateur debut. This is Jovanny Flores. Your referee in charge, Birchie Stillwagner.
Jovanny Flores, Fabian Reyna. Let's get things going for this bantamweight showdown at Fury Amateur Series. Oh, stiff jabs to start.
Man, this guy's going at it right off the bat. Jovanny took a few shots. He's got that ninja choke. He's got that locked up. That's pretty tight.
Wow, that's a tap.
He gets a tap.
Oh, that's a tap, and he is out cold.
He is out.
Wow. Fabian Reyna locked it in tight.
I told you, Rahil, you can't, these Fortis guys, the guys that train with these, this is not a debut. He's done that hundreds of times. This fight was scouted, and that was planned, because that was beautiful. Wow. Jovanny Flores, on his first amateur fight, finishes opponent with a ninja choke. Beautiful job. Alex Morono is jumping up and down right now.
Man, what a moment.
Yeah, I want to see this again. And remember what we said. Maybe over there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look at this finish.
You know what I meant.
Yeah, Fabian
Reyna with the ninja choke. Alex Morono going nuts right now. Beautiful ninja choke. Saw Jovanny Flores comes in with his head down. Immediately switches to that ninja choke. This was planned. They scouted something, they saw something, they knew something, or he's just really proficient at those ninja chokes.
Sometimes something's just open up. Let's make things official.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 18 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by technical submission due to a guillotine, El Torito, Fabian Reyna.
Man, congratulations to Fabian Reyna. Moves that record up to 3-2. And what a moment. Sometimes it happens. But look, if you are Jovanny Flores, you made that debut. Now you know the speed's a little different. Get it out. Hey, the good thing about Fury, there's a lot of cards.
That's
Hope
right.
to see him pretty soon again.
I still stand by what I said. Sam's got a great camp over there.
They do. Hey, let's take a look at our schedule. We've got a packed Q1 and Q2 coming up here for you at Fury FC. And we also have Submission Hunter Pro as well. March 3rd, Submission Hunter Pro 89. It's going to be in Houston with a 4:30 start. March 10th, Fury Challenger Series. I think that's Fury Amateur Series 52. H-Town, we're going to be there March 10th. Fury FC 87, March 22nd. And also, if you want to get the entire Q2 schedule, find us on Instagram, Fury Fighting. We got that posted there as well. We're going to take a little couple of minutes here between fights. We still have 3 more amateur fights left for you, and 6 more pro fights after that. Then, of course, we've got our main card coming up on UFC Fight Pass starting at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Friday night fights, Michael. It's the best feeling. Aaron Phillips taking on Julius Holmes, Dallas's own, and man, what a high-level main event.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Julius Holmes in Tulsa, and Tulsa in Tulsa, he fought Jared McLaughlin. And, you know, the thing that we were talking about with Julius is that, man, you got to get those finishes. And so he did it against Jared McLaughlin. Let's see if he can do it again tonight.
You also have Jared on this card taking on Jacoby Smith. A lot of press on that one.
Yeah.
Jared has been interviewing there on UFC Fight Pass, and that is going to be a little heated matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, Jacoby is not happy. You know, Jacoby's words were he signed a death warrant. And so, you know, Jacoby Smith out for blood on this one. But Jared McLaughlin, very entertaining, very slick jiu-jitsu. You know, he's very, very good himself. So that's going to be a good one.
Tuco Tokos comes back to take on one of the more entertaining guys, Myron Dennis. That's going to be a fun one as well. Good to see the former champ back here.
Yeah, I mean, Tuco, you know, he's both of these guys, if you had a personality contest tonight, this would be the fight to watch because, you know, Myron's going to kind of have a long walkout. He's going to do a lot of dancing. Tuco's going to come in here and, you know, he's going to be talking a lot. He's going to be talking while he's fighting. He's going to be, you know, he's got that English brawler attitude. I mean, he's one of my favorite fighters on the roster. And then right above that, Darian Robinson, Darren Whitney, man. I hope to see Darren Whitney get back on the winning side of things consistently. But, man, Darian Robinson's so tough. Man,
let's talk about Don Doyle, the young kid that everybody is talking about. Don Doyle finally making his Fury FC debut, a fighter that Richard Burmaster, Eric Garcia have been trying to get for a long time. And the 23-year-old is finally going to make the walk to the Fury cage one day, hopefully to the UFC as well.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about Don is, you know, this is going to be his toughest competition. This is going to be a big test. There's a lot of eyes on that fight for that reason. If he goes to 6-0 with a fight over Anthony, or a win over Anthony Ivy, that's going to be a big deal. Anthony Ivy had a couple fights in the UFC, and, you know, still really, really well liked and you know, watched by people in high places, and, you know, he's hoping to come in here and make a statement also against a guy that's been a highly touted prospect like Doyle. Wouldn't
be shocked if Anthony Ivy gets the finish, that maybe he gets the call.
Yeah, I mean,
you know, why not bring him back?
Yeah, I mean, I think one is just as likely as the other. So, you know, you don't. There's no guarantees in this business. We see guys that are, you know, 8-0, 9-0, 10-0 that haven't gotten the call. We see guys that are 7-3. It's different to styles, and it happens to be who's your opponent, who's watching, you know, what the need is. So there's a lot that goes into it, but either one of these guys really can get the call over the win tonight, especially with a finish.
Hey, on this prelims broadcast, you mentioned this a little bit earlier, Austin Jones taking on Derek Ajade. Austin Jones, 13-10 record. And Derek Ajade, who has 17 fights under his belt already.
Yeah.
Man, that is a main card fight. We get that here on the prelims broadcast, if time permits, right? Because we do have to get to the UFC broadcast as well. So something to keep your eye on as we continue the night. Got a lot of fights here left for you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you follow us on Instagram. At Fury Fighting. Follow Black Belt Mike 99 on Instagram as well, and make sure you cop his new book. Promote the book real quick.
Yeah, my book, Improve Your Position, is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, everywhere you can buy a book. Improve Your Position by Michael Alexander. It's my life story and some lessons learned. It's been a great honor. It's been had good feedback. I love it. I'm really proud of it.
All right, let's get things going again. Here's Wayne.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Irving Anchondo.
I am so pumped to watch this young man fight. Irving Anchondo drove 12 hours from Mexico to take this fight.
Wow.
That's how much he loves this sport, and that's how excited he is to come fight for Fury as an amateur, Michael.
Yeah, that's saying a lot. And for those of you who don't know, there are a lot of amateur promotions within 12 hours of here, between here and there. So to come up here, I mean, that, of course, it speaks volumes about what we know Fury is, but also, you know, for a kid like this to want to come in here on this stage and do this, it's pretty amazing. I'm happy he's here. Looking forward to seeing, we love seeing these Mexican fighters on here, and this is they're some of the best fights. They're some of the toughest guys. I mean, we love seeing the guys from south of the border coming up here and showing their stuff.
He's going to have good striking, learning a little bit about him. Both he and his opponent making their debuts, but got some intel. His striking should be on point, so that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure the boxing is gonna be hard and heavy in this fight. Irving Anchondo.
Anchondo.
Man, that's a cool name. I would just go by one name if my name was Anchondo.
Right?
I'd be like Cher, Prince. My name is Anchondo.
Love seeing that dedication to the sport, the respect. He is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Mohammed Trawally.
Mohammed Trawally making his debut as well. We asked him before the fight, what's one thing we should all know about you? And he simply stated, I'm African. And you can see he's very proud of his culture, of his roots, and he's excited to make his debut as well.
Yeah, two guys you see in here, Irving Anchondo with the Mexican flag on his shorts, Mohammed Trawally coming out in the traditional African garb. I mean, these are two guys that are deeply rooted in their heritage and really, really exciting to make their debuts. This is one of those guys I wish they weren't debuting against each other. I really like both guys. Wish they weren't debuting each other, or wish they could both win.
That's the thing as amateurs, as you pointed out plenty of times.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the record. You want a good record.
Sure.
It looks great. You get to fight for belts.
Yeah.
But it's the experience. It's the journey that matters more. It's the friends along the way.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and what better way to make friends than go in there and try to punch them in the face? That is one thing that's unique about our sport, Rio, is that these guys will go in there, they will be savages against each other, and when it's all over, they're going to shake hands and hug, and they're going to be friends, guaranteed.
All right, let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 132 pounds. Fighting out of Chihuahua, Mexico tonight, he makes his amateur debut. Here is Irving Anchondo. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter also stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 131.2 pounds. Fighting out of Frisco, Texas, by way of Liberia, Africa, tonight he too makes his amateur debut. Here is Mohammed Trawally. Your referee in charge, Steve Armstrong.
All right, blue gloves for Anchondo, red for Trawally. Debuts. Here we go.
These guys similar size, similar build, similar height.
Ooh. Some power behind that punch. Oh, good combo to open up. Good reversal there by Anchondo, and Trawally returns the favor. Mexican fighters, we love their heart. We're gonna start seeing a lot more Mexican fighters. The new Performance Institute in the UFC opening up in Mexico City. Big knees there from Trawally.
Yeah, grand opening for that PI yesterday, and then we have a UFC fight night down there tomorrow night. Our buddy Ricky Tercios, that's where Alex Morano is today, and Ricky and Raul Ramos both fighting. I mean, fighting down there. Fury knows them both well, so.
That's great. That's going to be Raul Rosas Jr.,
yeah,
whose brother is on the Fury roster as well. We've seen him. Man, that's going to be such a fun fight. Like, I'm getting chills thinking about it. I can't wait. And that's why, as you mentioned, Alex isn't on the broadcast. All right, good scramble here. We open things back up. Halfway through the first round.
Man, both these guys swinging hard at each other.
They're swinging like debuters.
Yeah. Yeah, in this first round, you know, the first round, especially with 2 debuters, I mean, you're going to see some wild striking exchanges. Landing right there at the left hand.
Anchondo returns the favor, and to the ground we go.
Anchondo with this high guard, and he's got that butterfly hook in on the right side. So in this position where you can spin very, very fast to attack one of those arms. Goes to full guard now.
Trawally trying to soften up Anchondo to open up that guard a little bit.
Anchondo working from the bottom, but kind of controlling the posture. Not really trying to improve the position here. Trawally trying to make some space so he can rain down those punches. Nice get up there by Anchondo.
10 seconds left. Ooh, man.
Both guys on those big overhand punches.
All right, second round, here we come.
Pretty exciting first round.
Ooh, see some blood coming down the face of Anchondo on his right side. We'll see it in a second. You can't see it on camera right now on TV.
Yeah, I mean, these guys started out just firing away at each other. Anchondo moving backwards, Trawally trying to track him down. And you see both guys land right there. Trawally lands a 4 or 5 punch combination here. See them both miss those big punches there. Nice head kick there. Trawally goes down for a double leg after this. Able to get Anchondo down to the ground. Not much damage once they got down there, but no, that's a very tough one to call. But I think Trawally may have edged him out just a bit.
All right, let's get round 2 going. Yeah, the damage on the face of Anchondo, hard to see. You can see some blood coming down, small cut.
Yeah, I think it's up there at the edge of his hairline, up on his forehead.
Oh, man. We're opening up with some fireworks for round 2. Oh, man, that big right barely missed. Uh-oh, we got a head in there.
Yeah, I think whenever he's in half guard like that, you hold the head, you're really just killing time and you're kind of flattening yourself down to, you're not going to finish that in most cases.
Now Trawally with the advantage. Grinding that right arm under. Oh, big knee.
I like how he swam in to get that underhook, and as soon as the arm cleared through that knee, Travally's got to be careful. Opening his mouth very, very wide.
Back to a familiar position, half guard though this time.
Yeah, this is a best punching position. Trawally's landing some big punches from this spot. Got to be careful. He's throwing that right hand to the back of the head. Trying to put him. Looks like he's got that butterfly hook in again. Goes to full guard now, and let's see. I would like to see Anchondo, swing his hips a little bit, and keeping your guard closed, especially in MMA. I mean, you're completely immobile, and the guy on top does have an advantage. Trawally getting a warning there. He headbutted Anchondo. Can't tell if it was intentional, but maybe just got caught in the moment.
Now you see that blood coming down a little bit more on the face of Anchondo. And this is one of those learning moments, right? In that guard, Trawally's doing everything to open it up, and there was an opening there, but didn't feel it as much, or he just wanted to stay there. He's like, good, we'll keep it here. But for Anchondo to understand that you gotta get going. Yeah. You're gonna eat punches all day.
Yeah, and he's got the underhook on the right side. That's the side he needs to swim out to. Those punches. Wow, he stood him up, huh?
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, while he was throwing punches.
While he was working.
Yeah. All right, interesting.
Oh, man, big right just connects to the face of Anchondo. We've seen that from the Dallas referees traditionally. They don't mess around. They want action.
Yeah. I mean, and these two guys are giving it. They were a little, Anchondo was a little stagnant on the bottom, but Trawally was working from the top. Kind of surprised they stood him up right in the middle of a punch.
All right, round 3. Here we come.
Yeah, I think Mohammed Trawally is up 2 rounds to none here, Raheel. I think, even though not a ton of damage, I mean, the damage that was done, you saw it looked like Trawally was in a little bit of trouble there, and then he started dishing out a combination of his own. But here, Trawally was a little bit tired, had his mouth open, decided to take this back to the ground, and then really just beat up Anchondo for the last half of the round from this spot. Well, until the last 30 seconds when they stood him up while he was working. But Trawally with those short punches. A nice flurry there from Trawally to end the round.
Trawally's a good-looking 135er, man. The size on him.
Yeah, we say this a lot, Raheel, but that 125 and 135 class in Fury it's stacked.
All right, let's get round 3 going. Final round for this fight. 3 minutes left to make a statement or get the finish. Oh, man. Big right connects there for Trawally. And if you're Irving, Anchondo, you got to dig deep. You got to look for this finish.
Yeah, this is sellout time here for Irving Anchondo. He's got to get up. He's got to get to his feet because I think he needs a finish to win this fight. If this fight goes the distance, it'll be our first one of the night, and the way it started, there's no way I would have bet on that.
Both fighters did settle in. Now for Anchondo, trying to get loose, trying to get some space going, eating a couple of knees, and back down we go. Trawally with a big, big statement slam.
Yeah, and if they don't stand him up here, I mean, Anchondo is showing no signs to be able to, have an answer from here. He's been content with keeping his guard closed. And Trawally has kind of been content with just kind of staying here and throwing those little short punches. So, yeah, you can already tell this referee is already he's tired of seeing this. He's had enough. Give this another 10 seconds and they'll stand him back up.
Anchondo playing the, come on, referee. Let's get this back to the center, huh?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's waited this long.
Yeah, because in the last round, Trawally was actually punching Anchondo, and he's like, nah, I've seen enough. To be a referee. This looks like a stand-up.
Yeah, this is where I was.
There it is. Yeah.
All right, about 30 seconds longer than we thought it was going to be, but.
All right, let's see.
The referee almost pushed Anchondo down.
Yeah.
And a really labored attempt at a takedown there. So Anchondo looking like the fresher fighter here. He's got about 35 seconds.
The kicks, another one. The hands are there to block him, but man, those eventually will get through. Oh, stiff punches.
Yeah, Anchondo needs to turn it up here. He's got 20 seconds left, and he's landing well. I think with these shots here at the end of the round, this is going to win Anchondo this round.
Oh, man. 5 seconds left. Oh, man. Definitely an Anchondo round.
Yeah.
Now it just goes, what happens in that first round, right? How did the judges score it? Round 2 was clearly, in our opinion, a Trawally round.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is this is a problem with leaving it to the judges, and this will be our first opportunity to kind of see how they're judging things tonight. If they're judging on damage, I mean, aside from that third round, I mean, you know, Anchondo has the most damage on him, so Trawally causing the most damage, but, you know, in that third round, especially after they got stood up, that was all Anchondo. You saw they're both landing well, you know, good exchanges here. Nice left, nice 1-2 there from Trawally. And then here at the end, Anchondo just kind of took over and over with that head kick. And it's too bad he couldn't throw that some more, because, you know, I felt like, man, he's going to throw one of those or two in a row very, very quickly, and he's not going to react in time. Saw that knee to the head. Yeah, you can see Trawally was beat right there at the end.
Irving Anchondo made the drive, 12 hours to take this fight. We'll see if he can get that win and make that drive a little bit easier. It's always better when you're driving home after a win.
Yeah, this is going to be a close one. You know, I agree, Raheel. The first round was kind of anybody's round. The second round was Trawally's, and that third round, I think, was, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if this was a split decision for one or the other.
All right, Wayne is heading inside. Let's see how the judges scored this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com. With scores of 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27, your winner by unanimous decision, Mohammed Trawally.
Congratulations to Mohammed Trawally. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like the judges are taking a lot of account for damage, which, you know, they should. And so, you know, if that's the way it's going to go tonight, then, you know, we're going to need to see a lot of finishes, because if you've got a cut, even if you're landing or you're wrestling, out wrestling your opponent, if you're cut, you know, this may not be your night.
All right, we have 2 more amateur fights for you, and then we'll get our pro section of the undercard going, but let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Rodney Munoz.
Rodney Munoz, second time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage, coming in with an 0-1 record. Lost to Anthony Johnson at Fury Challenger Series 8 back in October. You call that fight?
Yep.
I wasn't there for that portion of the card. Lost the rear naked choke, and it was fast.
Yeah, only 32 seconds in his amateur career inside the cage. So, you know, wasn't that long ago, back in October, just a few months ago. So we'll see. I'm sure he's been back in the gym. I'm sure that they learned from that. But, you know, 32 seconds is not a lot of time. This is almost like a second debut, Raheel.
Lil Ram Rodney Munoz. No relation to Raheel Ramzanali.
Yeah.
Lil Ram.
Yeah.
Lil Ram is at home right now. I have 2 Lil Rams, actually. Rodney training at Strong Style MMA. They have 2 fighters. We already saw Chris Castillo, who's in the corner as well for Munoz. The 20-year-old getting that second fight under his belt.
Yeah, those guys are Strong Style, do such a good job with their fighters, you know, treat their athletes so well. And, you know, the fact that they have this opportunity, the fact that Rich is who he is, and they have this opportunity to do this, it's pretty amazing. And always glad to see the Strong Style guys in the cage.
They do it in spite of Rich. Shout out to Samantha. All right, let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the red corner, Carson Castro.
Another debut, Carson Castro, the 21-year-old, training out of Zombie BJJ, Lafayette. We heard a lot of high praise for him. A lot of people are excited to watch this young man fight.
Yeah, and coming out to Johnny Cash, I mean, you can't really beat that. So, yeah, Carson Castro making his debut finally, as you know, as far as a lot of people are concerned. Happy to see him in here, and you know, got his hands full with Rodney Munoz, who again, like I said, is trying to make up for that loss. It's almost like a second debut for him. So, you know, basically second debut versus first debut. Carson Castro, a force to be reckoned with from what we hear.
Carson Castro attends Tarleton State University. Like most people in Louisiana, they're outdoorsmen. They love being outdoors, a lot to do there. Our tail of the tape brought to you by Sheath Underwear. Even on the reach, height advantage for Rodney Munoz. You see that age 20 and 21. Love seeing that. The young fighters going at it. Let's get our official introduction.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by SheathUnderwear.com, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 135.6 pounds. Fighting out of Richmond, Texas, tonight, he looks for his first win as an amateur. Here is Lil Ram, Rodney Munoz. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at 133.4 pounds. Fighting out of Lafayette, Louisiana, tonight, he makes his amateur debut. Here is Carson Castro. Your referee in charge of the action, Birchie Stillwagner.
Birchie Stillwagner with the assignment, has the hair tied up now.
Yeah.
Things are getting serious inside.
Yeah, you'll see Birchie convert from Jimmy Buffett to samurai throughout the night. He'll be sheathing a sword by his last assignment.
Oh, man. Rodney Munoz in the blue gloves, red for Castro. I hope Birchie doesn't watch the broadcast replay.
He'll slice both of our throats. Yours, I mean, you're constantly making fun of me.
I'm sending him love. Yeah. Oh, a little trip there on the kick.
And Rodney Munoz landed a few left hands in a row. This dirty boxing up against the cage.
He was trying to set up that trip. Break.
See Carson Castro, his eyes are fixated on the waist of Rodney Munoz.
Oh, man, that was a huge right. How did Munoz not go down? That was impressive.
Man, I think if he would have followed that up with another punch instead of a shot, I don't know, Munoz might have been in some trouble.
Munoz just shaking it off.
Nice head movement from Carson Castro. Oh, big body shot. Another.
Good defense there.
Yeah, nice stuff there from Munoz.
Uh-oh.
Look at this. Very slick here. Let's see it.
Oh, does grab it, but that right leg still trapped.
Man, I thought Birchie was going to stop this fight because it looked like he tapped there for a second, but the arm definitely was not in, and so the armbar was not there. But I think both of us thought he was tapping. I'm glad he went, instead of just stopping, I'm glad he went over there and looked.
Right. Finished that correctly. Does.
That was the longest double leg I've ever seen.
He held him up there.
Yeah.
He wanted to make sure Rich got some good photos.
Yeah.
But Rich is actually in the coach's corner right now, so who's taking the pictures?
No. Are we supposed to be doing that?
I think so. Luckily for both fighters, this is going to live on YouTube forever, so
yeah,
they can screen grab that if they want.
Castro's trying to stay active here on top. He's got to be careful. Rodney Munoz going to high guard here.
10 seconds.
It's really easy to switch those hips over from this position and attack one of those arms.
All right, round 2, here we come. Almost like the first official round for Munoz, right?
Yes.
Yeah, after that early finish in his first one, but you get a true sense of what what it takes.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's happy to be in this spot. I mean, he fought a good first round. I think Castro, see right there, I think he landed that big shot right there on the cheekbone, and then here is a high crotch. Picks him up, able to set him down. Munoz's feet almost touch the ground. He's almost able to stop it. And then this is where they ended the first round with Castro on top. Not doing much damage, but I think it's definitely a Castro round. I mean, even the significant strikes, we're in the favor of Castro. And then, of course, the top control. So I think that's a Castro round, but a good round. And we saw some spots where if Munoz is on the bottom, you can see that he knows exactly what to do from there.
See what adjustments both fighters have made.
Munoz doing a good job of stuffing that takedown attempt. Ooh. Nice hip toss there from Munoz, but he almost kind of threw him too far. He let him get a little distance from him, able to make some space and get right back up to his feet. Ooh, did Castro take one? That was a body shot. I can't tell if that hurt Castro or not, but he's got an arm trapped in here. This is a bad spot.
Really bad spot. Punches. Oh man, that was a... Can still salvage this. Man, it wasn't a dominant position, but Castro escapes. For the time being, and just delivered a back-to-back right.
Yeah, and here comes Castro now, trying this guillotine of his own. Did he snake that through for that ninja choke?
It looks like it.
We're gonna see another one?
Oh,
ooh,
yeah, that's
tight.
in.
Yeah, that's tight. He is in side control, or kind of in semi-side control. He's in the half guard now. Be very, very difficult. He needs to let go of that head from this position, or he needs to get all the way over to that hip, throw that right leg over the back. Looks like he's going to try to use his position to get back up.
Yeah, good defense there from Munoz. That could have been bad. That could have been the finish right there.
Yeah.
You never want to be in that position, but when you're in your corner and your coach is right there, can talk you through it.
Yeah, it makes it much easier.
Now Munoz getting Castro down.
Like to see Munoz in those Phalanx shorts. Also, Chris Martinez owns Phalanx Athletic Apparel. Had a good working relationship with them for a long, long time. Best no-gi grappling apparel in the business,
Nice.
possibly. Nice little sit down from Castro there.
20 seconds left.
Munoz got a little heavy on his heels there, and Castro's kind of moving his body out of the way. He's in the full mount now. He's only got 13 seconds left, so needs to get busy here and throw some punches, but I think this is, again, going to win Castro this round.
Yeah, that final push. Man, good, wow, good closing for Castro.
Yeah, Castro's doing a good job of closing these rounds the way the judges need to see him closing these rounds. I mean, he's in dominant positions. That one, I think, took a little more of a toll on Munoz than the first round. Of course, you're a round deeper, but, you know, Castro looking like the fresher fighter here of the two. You see, here's that big hip toss. Munoz throws him. You see, it gives him just a little bit too much space, lets his head escape there. Castro kind of just rolls with it, goes around, arms not trapped anymore, gets back up to his feet. There's that ninja choke attempt. Munoz doing a good job, and here's that little sit down, takedown, just a nice outside trip. had the body lock, but wasn't able to control him for long in that position. He's doing a good job of running out of this, and then ends the round here at the mount, raining down punches. Munoz did a good job of minimizing the punishment he took from there, but definitely another Castro round. I think, you know, I feel like Munoz has to have a finish here in the third round to win this fight.
Munoz came out hot with some strikes. Oh, man.
There's that guillotine. That's tight.
Is that going to be enough? It is. That squeezes on super tight. It is connected. Can Castro get the finish? Oh, there's a tap. There it is. We were told, watch out for the grappling and the submission game of Carson Castro, and he said, yup, watch out. Gets his first win, gets his tap. What a way to start your career.
Yeah, and it looked like Rahil, we'll see the replay here in a second, but it looked like there was a little bit too much space in there. And I feel like if Munoz would have tried to pass or tried to get out of that guard or something, maybe concentrate on his hips instead of concentrating trying to push his face. I think he had his hand in there a little bit long. I think he could have gotten out, you know, but you're trying to hold your breath, you're trying to figure it out, you're trying to, you know, you don't have very much time. So it takes about 8 seconds to put somebody to sleep, and a little less whenever you're as tired as these guys are here in the third round.
And starting with that perfect connect on the bottom.
Yeah, nice leg kick kind of combined with a kick from Munoz. And you see how much space. You see when the bottom of the hairline is showing like that, you almost never finish this. He was extremely long there. Man, and it just, you know, Munoz knew he was about to go out. He did not want to go out. But if you can see that hairline, you know, between the elbow and the armpit, typically you're not going to finish that. I mean, if he would have, instead of that, if he pushes his elbow right over the top of that head, he's out of that guillotine. But like I said, you don't have very much time. You know, it doesn't take long to put yourself out there from that position.
All right, well, let's make this official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 34 seconds into the third and final round. Declaring your winner by tap out due to a guillotine, Carson Castro.
Congratulations to Carson Castro. Hey, a little blue belt. Love it.
Yeah, well deserved. You get a submission win on your amateur debut, you should get a blue belt. He'll be able to get a girlfriend now.
Yeah. Love a good blue belt ceremony. All right, let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Angelica Guzman.
All right, let's get some females here to wrap up the amateur side of our prelims broadcast. Angelica Guzman, first time inside the Fury MC amateur cage. She's on a 3-fight losing streak and has lost 4 out of the last 5 fights have gone the distance. So definitely a fighter who has a lot of experience, but trying to get things going to get more wins.
Yeah, and you know, there's just not, numbers-wise, there's just not as many female fighters as there are male fighters. So the females have a little bit more time to be able to get through this this part of their career where they're learning, they're trying to, you know, get back on track. But you know, Angelica Guzman, as skilled as she is, you know, she's one of those, like we talked about earlier, she's going to take some chances in there. So she's either going to knock you out, she's going to go to a decision, or, you know, in some of these cases, she's been losing lately, but, you know, not without a fight for sure.
Last fight was in June of last year against Alexia Delgadillo, who has also fought Alexandra Carlson, who's the opponent for Angelica Guzman. Lost that one in round 1. So as you mentioned, will take some risks. But if she can go the distance, I mean, she has the cardio, she has that in her as well. Hey, shout out to Shredder's MMA. Saw a friend there.
Yeah, Eric Mercado in the corner over there. Very crafty jiu-jitsu black belt, one hell of an MMA fighter.
All right, let's meet her opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Alex Carlson.
Alex Carlson, 5th time inside the Fury Amateur Series cage. Michael, 2-2 record, but let's talk about the opponents that she's faced.
Yeah, she has faced, you know, some great opponents, and as a matter of fact, she's fought Alexia Delgadillo twice. She beat her once, and then she came back and lost a split decision, then came back and beat her. And so, you know, she's fought some really tough competition. Has Alex Carlson, you know, and at 3-3, it's not an indication of how good she is.
Yeah, Mia Graf, Ari Cobb,
yeah,
and as you mentioned, Delgadillo. That is a nasty run of opponents.
Yeah, and it just, I mean, that says something about what kind of fighter she is. She doesn't care who the opponent is. She wants to get fights. She wants to get the time in the cage. Remember, these amateur fights don't pay anything. So until you're on that pro card, until you're, you know, you're fighting for money, this is all practice. I mean, you want to win. You do want to get up to that level as fast as you can, but Alex Carlson's on her way.
Our Tail of Tape brought to you by Space City Collective for the strawweight showdown. See the height advantage and reach advantage for Alex Carlson, the 28-year-old. Both fighters did make weight. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Space City Collective, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series strawweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 2 inches tall, and she weighed in at 114 pounds. Fighting out of Plainview, Texas, tonight she looks for her 4th win as an amateur. Here is Angelica Guzman. And introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and she too weighed in at 114 pounds. Fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, by way of La Crosse, Wisconsin, her amateur record stands at 3 wins, 3 losses. This is Alex Carlson. Your referee in charge, Steve Armstrong.
All right, Steve Armstrong with the assignment. 2 impressive female fighters inside. Blue gloves for Guzman, Carlson in red.
Yeah, both ladies bite down their mouthpiece right here on the 2 big right hands.
Wow. Already got a little bit of swelling there under the left eye of Guzman. Guzman, the mom of 2 boys. She fights to show those boys that you can do anything. You know who I'm not messing with?
Yeah.
If I'm a kid? A mom who fights.
Yeah, there's not your average soccer mom there.
Go clean your room.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, big kick there from Carlson.
Yeah, both ladies very active here.
Carlson, the combat medic in the Army. Lived in Japan for 3 years. Oh man, that knee looked like it connected a little bit, but could have been a lot worse. Oh, nice. Oh, a little return.
Yeah, it looks like that's Guzman's plan. It's like, whatever she does to me, I'm going to do to her, but I'm just going to do a little bit better.
Wasn't ready for a spinning back fist.
No, not 2
return.
in a row.
Yeah, 2 in a row. The best way to counter it is I guess, with another one. All right.
Yeah, Carlson got a little mouse under the right eye, a little bit of blood showing there. There's that 10-finger guillotine right there. And man, it looks like,
man, big punches there.
I couldn't tell if she was out or what. Very weird exchange there. I didn't really tell what happened. She had that 10-finger guillotine, and I thought, man, she's not close enough to have it finished like that. Oh,
think she just played possum?
Maybe so. Maybe.
Oh, now Carlson looking for the finish, and that is it. Alex Carlson gets the win. The BJJ Brown belt says the striking is on point too.
Yeah, I can't really tell what she hit her with. I could tell she hit her a knee to the body, and it kind of took the breath away from Guzman, but Guzman fell down to the mat, and then, you know, didn't take Carlson long, 4 or 5 punches unanswered. Guzman could not answer the call. Referee jumps in and stops it. Alex Carlson, 4-3 now as an amateur. She looked good. Got a little cut there under the right eye. It's actually a pretty nasty cut.
Yeah, it looks pretty gnarly.
Yeah, that's pretty nasty cut. I don't know when it happened, but Guzman getting a few licks in before she ended up getting the fight stop, but
oh man, yeah, that's a battle scar right there for sure. Let's take a look at our highlights and a look at the finish.
Yeah, these ladies were going at it. No holding back here from either one of them. And I want to see this last exchange here, because I couldn't tell. There's that spinning back fist. We missed the counter spinning back fist. Here we go. There's that knee right to the body. Looks like it maybe took the breath out of her, and Carlson jumps down there and finishes the fight.
There's another look.
Ooh, yeah.
That knee connected flush. That was it. Carlson with the finish. Let's make things official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Steve Armstrong calls for a stop to the fight. 2 minutes, 14 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by TKO, Alex Carlson.
Congratulations to Alex Carlson. Moves her record above 500, 4-3 now. And taking all those tough fights finally pay off for Carlson. All right, let's get some pros in here, Michael.
Let's do it.
We have, 6 pro fights. I doubt we get through all of them, but let's get our first one out.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Charles Clark.
Charles Clark. It's been a while since we've had Eminem as a walkout, so big ups to Charles Clark. Charles Clark, all right, I get distracted easily,
Yeah.
all right?
Yeah, Charles Clark at 39 years old, Raheel. You know, he's 0-2 as a pro, was 2-5 as an amateur. Hasn't had a lot of wins, but also hasn't turned down many fights either.
So Charles Clark, as you mentioned that record, an interesting tale because as an amateur, he went 2-5, right, Michael?
Yep.
Had 2 fights in 2012, and then took a 10-year break, and then started fighting again in 2022, and then made his pro debut back in September of last year.
Yeah, I mean, at his age, you just know that this is a guy who fighting is in his blood because he just loves it. I mean, at almost 40 years old, at 0-2. You're just wanting to get a few wins and get as many fights as you can. This is just a guy who loves fighting, Raheel.
You know how I know he's 39 years old? He's walking out to Eminem.
Yeah.
I'm almost that age, that's why. We love Eminem. My era loves Eminem, okay? And it's not an age joke, Charles, when you go back and watch I Am Your Age.
Yeah.
It's a couple of months younger, that's it.
Well, I like Tom Jones, so what does that say about my age?
All right, Charles is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome David Hansen to the red corner.
A lot of people Googling who Tom Jones is right now, Raheel.
This is a banger. If you're gonna play in Texas, you've got to have a fiddle in the band.
That's right.
David Hansen making that debut. Started his amateur career back in 2015, Michael.
Yeah, these guys taking a lot of breaks here, and this guy, fought a year ago, won by rear naked choke, was 2-1 as an amateur. His one loss to Joseph Holmes, Ugly Man Joe, that we saw here earlier. you know, fought in the UFC a couple times. So, you know, again, he's fought some tough opponents. You know, Joseph Holmes, however long ago he was an amateur, that's how long these guys fight. But, you know, it's appropriate. Two guys that took some time off to, you know, do life for a little while, and here they are.
Our Tail of Tape brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast. The height advantage, reach advantage for the youngest, or the younger fighter, 34-year-old David Hansen. Both fighters did make weight for this middleweight bout. We've never seen that. A 39-year-old taking on a 34-year-old.
No.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is true love for the sport. Let's get our first pro fight going and get our official introductions.
Masters 2 division.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by the Fury Unleashed podcast, available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC middleweight division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 182 pounds. Fighting out of Colorado Springs, Colorado, by way of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin, tonight, he seeks his first win as a pro. Here is Blood Money, Charles Clark. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in at 182 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas, tonight, he makes his professional debut. This is David Hansen. Your referee in charge, Aaron Menard.
All right, Aaron Menard with the first pro fight assignment of the night. Blue gloves for Clark, red for Hansen. Also appreciate the trunk matching as well. Oh man, big overhand right. Good slip there as well from Clark.
Yeah, both guys going for the finish right there, right off the bat.
Man, what a way to start for Hansen. Gets a takedown in his corner.
Yeah, you can see Hansen, I mean, he's a foot away. He's 6 inches away from his coach's mouth. So getting some good coaching here and able to hear everything he's saying. This is basically a 3-on-1 fight right now because, like I said, they're right in the coach's face.
Hansen training at Fortis MMA. We see a lot of Fortis MMA guys today. A lot of Fitness Fight Factory guys as well.
Yeah. Hansen doing a good job of controlling on top here. He's raining down punches, and Clark's got to be careful because, man, he's not defending well. He's taking those punches. He's not going to let him take a ton of those. The pros, they'll let him go a little further than they will the amateurs. But man, you gotta come up and try to get up. He's taking a lot of punishment down there on the bottom.
Yeah, it's getting close to that point. Aaron Menard is saying, you got to show me something. Man, he is eating left after left.
Good job, back to his feet now. Hansen drags him right back down.
Trying to get both hooks in. They are in, and now has the back of Clark. Does Hansen? Oh, this is nearing that point. Is this going to be enough? No. Aaron Menard actually backs away. You can't see it on your screen. Chance to regroup here for Hansen.
Yeah, this is just not a good spot here. Looks like he's gonna go for that head and arm choke here. He's palm to palm. Pressure's going down on that. He can finish this from half guard. You know, it's not super likely. It's not the best position. You run a step out of that half guard, get on one side, kind of put that. There you go.
There it is.
Now this knee. Now he's gonna flatten his hips down to the mat. Once he gets those hips flat, and that far elbow, the gate elbow goes down to the mat. That's going to close that off, and once he's got that closed, that's it.
He didn't shoot the hips down as much, but still enough to get the tap. Congratulations to David Hansen getting that first professional win. Love to see that. And props to Charles Clark as well.
Yeah.
pursuing that career, still fighting at 39 years old.
Yeah, I mean, Hansen, like you said, Raheel, he did not push his hips down, wanted to push that weight forward, and again, it's one of those things where you're feeling it. So he felt it. He felt that that's where the pressure was the most effective, and ended up being right. I mean, he pushed him out, almost put him out there. You can see Clark got up. He was a little woozy. Looks like he's back on it now, but beautiful performance, dominant performance by David Hansen.
Don't forget, we are heading to UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time for our main card broadcast of Fury Fighting Championship 86, Phillips versus Holmes. Got 6 fights on that main card for you. Let's take a look at our highlights and the finish here.
Yeah, I mean, this fight was all David Hansen. You know, Clark landed a couple of shots right there to start the fight, but Hansen got into this position on top, right in front of his coaches, and you know, just this was kind of the story of the fight, raining down punches and making sure that that Clark was not able to get back up. And you know, this was the beginning of the end right here, Raheel. You know, almost had that rear naked choke, gave him his back. Both hooks are in. Decided not to pursue that rear naked choke. Got the head and arm choke. Beautiful job from David Hansen.
All right, let's make things official.
Quit bothering me, Rich.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes. 2 minutes, 34 seconds into the very first round. Declaring a winner by tap out due to an arm triangle, David Hansen.
Again, congratulations to David Hansen getting that coveted first win. A lot of respect there between both fighters. And we keep things moving here as we head to our next pro fight. A little different. It is a pro fight, but this will be a 3-minute round. 3-minute rounds for this pro fight.
They say why that is, Raheel?
I'm not sure. I will get word on why that is here shortly. All right, let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner, Gavin Teasdale.
Gavin Teasdale, 0-1 record.
Raheel, this is the guy we talked about yesterday on our pre-production meeting where who beat this guy? This guy is a 4-time state champion, you know, wrestled at Iowa. I mean, this kid is, you know, in high school, he went 162-2. You know, won state championships all 4 years of high school. This kid is a stud wrestler, and someone beat him in his debut. That tells you how tough these MMA guys are today, Raheel.
Freddie Rodriguez beat him.
Yeah.
Back in August of 2022 via unanimous decision. Freddie Rodriguez just also lost to Nick Piccinini. We know what's been happening with Nick Piccinini.
Yep.
He has taken a lot of grappling events to improve that submission game as well.
Won him against Freddie Rodriguez and beat him.
Yep. All right, let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Dominique Herrera.
Dominique Herrera making his debut, went 6-2 as an amateur, and 5 of his wins were finishes. Love seeing that.
Yeah, this is one of those guys that's very, very dangerous. You know, you can't count him as a debut whenever you've seen that from him as an amateur. I mean, he's been a pro probably for a couple of fights now. He went ahead and fought as an amateur, but you know, this kid has been ready for the pros for a little while now. You know, fighting out a different breed MMA. Like you said, 5 of 6 of his amateur wins are finishes, and you know, his only his debut went to a decision. So the rest of them were stopped short of the final bell. But yeah, this kid is really good. Most of his losses were by split majority decisions. So, you know, very competitive in both those losses. Probably could have won those also.
Our Tail of the Tape brought to you by OnlyFans. Make sure you subscribe to the Fury Fighting Championships OnlyFans account today for exclusive content. Height advantage, reach advantage for Dominique Herrera, the 22-year-old with extensive experience. 5-5 for Gavin, Teasdale. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by OnlyFans, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC Bantamweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 133.6 pounds. Fighting out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, tonight, he looks for his first win as a pro. Here is Gavin, the Kamikaze Teasdale. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, and he weighed in at 136.6 pounds. Fighting out of Plainview, Texas, tonight, he makes his professional debut. This is Dominique Herrera. Your referee in charge, Joe Coca.
Joe Coca with the assignment. By the way, the reason this fight is 3-minute rounds is because the state only approved 3-minute rounds for Teasdale. Teasdale in the blue gloves, red for Herrera.
Let's see how long it takes for Teasdale to get to that wrestling.
There it is. Immediately goes for it. Let's see if he can complete this.
So you saw that shot, Raheel. I want you to notice the difference between the Teasdale shot and the Piccinini shot. I mean, it's a lot more, intention behind it with the Piccinini shots. He was a little reluctant to kind of shoot for that takedown. And now he's in a little bit of trouble here. Maybe in a reverse triangle.
That would be something, the reverse triangle. I know we're putting the bounty out on the Boston Crab. I feel like a reverse triangle should get a bounty as well.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'm responsible for a few $100 of that if somebody gets it. So,
how about you and I jump in there and let me hit you with it. We'll collect it. I'll give you your money back.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
we can make a quick $1,000 right there. If you haven't seen that clip, Eric Garcia was on the podcast with TJ DeSantis and jokingly said that anybody hits a Boston Crab in there, we'll give you a bonus. I think got up to like 1,000 plus, right? Almost.
Yeah, they volunteered me for a few $100, which I agree to because, man, that's gonna be a tough submission. If you get a Boston Crab, you deserve it. Especially if I get to call it.
I like calling it the Walls of Jericho.
Yeah.
All right, Teasdale taking his time, seeing what he can do.
Yeah, I mean, Teasdale is depending kind of on this body lock, and he's riding a little bit right now, but Dominique Herrera looks like he was going to be able to get up, but I think even if he gets up, I think that's almost more of a detriment to him. You see Teasdale dropping down again, trying to get those hands together around the legs. Nice lift from Herrera.
Oh, man, walked right into that right, did Herrera. 30 seconds left in round 1.
Yeah, not again, a little timid on the entry there for that takedown.
Oh man, good elbows there from Herrera. Oh
yeah, he's got to be careful. I mean,
that head is so exposed.
Cut, yeah, that's gonna cut right there, and, especially as much as the judges are taking damage into account.
All right, so good feel-out round there, but more damage doled out by Herrera.
Yeah, Teasdale, you can see the wrestling. Once he attaches to the body, the shots are a little timid, and he's not doing any damage at all. He's not throwing punches. He's not really doing anything from the top side. So I mean, even though he got Herrera down, I mean, Herrera was doing damage the whole time that they were down. So I mean, spite of the wrestling and control, I'd still give that round to Dominique Herrera.
And that's the difference, right? You could have a great wrestling background, but can you do something with it? Can you use that wrestling to get to a better position? Can you open up something? And so far in round one, look, that's the first round of this fight. Not much there from Teasdale. Did get the takedown, did execute it, but didn't advance too much. Oh, flying knee to start.
Beautiful job by Herrera. Oh, looks like we have another ninja choke here.
Man.
Can't tell if the arm's in or if he's just straight around the neck, but yeah, I mean, Herrera just needs to keep throwing those punches from the bottom and keep doing damage, because Teasdale so far, I mean, I still haven't seen him throw a punch.
And that's going to be the next evolution of this young man's game. He knows he can get pretty much anybody down. We've seen it.
Yeah, and once he gets them down, I mean, it's you know, even though his shots are a little timid, once he gets them down, his control is really good, and you know, he's just not able to do any damage once he gets them down there, and you know, he's taking some damage from the guys he's controlling. So, you know, little technical skills that he'll as he evolves as a fighter, he'll get better at. Really weird to see a pro fight with 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Herrera asking the referee to stand him back up. Yeah, you see, Teasdale just hasn't gotten the ground and pound part of this down yet. The control he's really, really good at, but you know, the ground and, you know, kind of where to throw these punches from and your body position. I mean, he's
staying
a really
busy,
difficult
right?
time.
Like staying busy, trying to get to that next position that can open something up.
Yeah, you guys will see a world-class wrestler and, you know, a wrestling heavy style later on on the main card from Jacoby Smith. Yep. And, you know, I say it all the time, Jacoby is, you know, if you think a wrestling style is boring, watch Jacoby Smith. He is an absolute savage. And, you know, it's just bad intentions with his takedowns, with his, you know, so you can see two very high-level wrestlers, just very, very different styles.
And just to add to that, Jacoby used his wrestling to get a good start, build up that nice record, 7-0 now, but it's the striking that has improved so much for Jacoby Smith.
Yeah, and Jacoby will walk forward and, you know, let his opponent jab him a little bit just because I don't think it hurts him. I think he's just like, I don't care.
I just want to feel the pain.
I just want the space closed. So, yeah, this is two different styles, and you can see, like I said, you know, Teasdale is doing a good job of, you know, kind of controlling where the fight goes, but, man, just very, very little damage.
All right, round 3. Here we come. And I think you can hear it in the lack of crowd involvement. Not the most entertaining round.
Yeah, and, you know, again, kind of a same as the first round. I mean, the judges just don't value. There was a time in MMA where this was valued because that was the rules. It's just not that way anymore. They just don't value the takedown unless you do something with it. And you know, when he's getting the takedowns, he's controlling, you know, somewhat, but he's also taking some damage. Herrera doing the more damage, landing more significant strikes. I'd like to see the strike numbers on this and see if Teasdale's landed a significant strike at all.
There was one when he was in the right corner, and he said that flying knee to get us going.
Yeah, this is a really exciting finish. Man, I thought he was going to finish that right there. That landed pretty flush on the chin of Teasdale. That big flying knee, and then just missing right over the top.
And but when things connect for Teasdale, things start clicking together, this young man's going to be a force.
Oh, yeah.
He's super strong for this division.
And you can see the frustration on Herrera. Just wondering if it's going to be anything else.
I wonder for Teasdale, 135 for this one. Wonder if he can get down to 125. It's 5'5" on our papers. Could be a little bit shorter. But man, with his build, with his strength at 125, that's scary.
Man, I would be willing to bet he probably wrestled 10 or 15 pounds lighter than what he is now. And
that was
so
a quick breakup there by Joe Coca.
Yeah, I don't think losing another 10 pounds. And you know, even though he's well built, carries a lot of muscle, he's still got a little weight on him that he could lose, it looks like.
He's probably like 4 years of wrestling, and then in college, I'm good with the weight cuts. You know what, Michael and Raheel, you come to it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that knee was timed perfectly. But still complete of the takedown.
Yeah, Dominique just needs to concentrate on, just causing some damage here. Because I just can't see the judges are taking these takedowns. There's just nothing happening once they get down there. Not saying that it can't change here, in the third round, but got a little shortened time scale here with 3-minute rounds. Herrera doing a good job of standing back up. He's got that underhook on the right side.
A couple of good knees there from Herrera. Oh, man, another big knee connects.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Teasdale is tough. He's taking some big punches. He's taking a lot of elbows. And he's taking 2 flying knees.
He's holding on for dear life right now, man. Those sounded brutal.
Yeah, ooh, man. Yeah, see, that's what Herrera needs to do. In spite of this, you're going to fight the wrestling as much as you can, but do some damage. Yeah, Teasdale's just trying to hide his face right now.
Softening up the rib cage is Herrera. Ten seconds left. And for Teasdale, you have to understand, you're probably down on the scorecards. Like, this isn't helping you here too much. But we'll see. We don't know unofficially. We think so, but had a lot of control, did Teasdale.
Yeah, our opinion doesn't matter. I want to make that clear. Teasdale could win this fight. I'm just saying that, if we saw a significant strike count, I'm not 100% sure it wouldn't be less than 5 for the entire fight for Teasdale. And, that's not a knock on him. You can tell he's a great wrestler. You can tell that, he knows what he's doing when it comes to wrestling. It's just, that's 100% dependent on it, and it just doesn't make for a very exciting style.
So that first knee was just on the shoulder. That was a loud noise. We couldn't see it at our angle that we're sitting at. So it sounded a lot worse than it did damage. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the judges score this one.
I mean, if they scored it like the last one that went to the decisions, this is a Herrera fight. I mean, it wasn't as dominant as this one as far as the takedowns go, but as far as, damage, there just was 0 done by Teasdale. I like him. I think he's going to be a good fighter. I think when his striking improves and, he learns to punch from those wrestling heavy positions, he's going to be really, really difficult to deal with.
Super strong. Just thinking about, like, in the clinch, he could have just started softening up Herrera some. But that's why he's in here. He's getting experience. We'll see the evolution of this young man's game. And also props to Dominique Herrera in his debut. Had some really good moments. Had some perfectly timed knees that sounded brutal.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those things where, it's a tough fight for Dominique Herrera. He probably doesn't feel like the winner, but, because he got taken down, he got controlled for a lot of the fight. But, man, I just think that, when you don't throw hardly any punches, I mean, maybe not landing a single significant strike, maybe one, but that, it's a very tough fight to call. It's a very tough fight to judge. you can see, I mean, it's taken a little longer than normal here. Did they just say that this is going to be our last fight of the undercard?
I think so. It looks like this is going to be the last fight for our prelims broadcast. We will have some swing bouts for you, so bookmark this page if you are here to watch one of your fighters.
That will mean the swing bout final fight of the night will be a good one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Austin Jones against Derek Ashaday.
Yeah. It's a really, really good fight to stick around for.
And we will be heading to UFC Fight Pass for our main broadcast of Fury FC 86. But first, let's see how the judges scored this fight. Here's Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by OnlyFans. Judge Gabriel Automontage scores the fight 30-27, Herrera. Judge Robert Kent Basinger scores the fight 29-28, Teasdale. And Judge Daniel Matheson scores the fight 30-27, declaring a winner by split decision, Dominique Herrera.
All right, congratulations to Dominique Herrera on his debut win. And congratulations to all of the winners on our prelims broadcast. Again, we are going live on UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m. for some Friday night fights.
Yes.
Phillips versus Holmes. And then we will be back here on the Fury FC YouTube, Facebook pages for our swing bouts afterwards. On behalf of our entire production team at DNA Studios, for the entire Fury FC team, on behalf of Wayne Leggett and Michael Alexander, I'm your Hill Ramzanali. We will see you on UFC Fight Pass at 8 p.m.
Fury FC 86